We're in Buenos Aires. It's a beautiful day and we've got a couple of days here to explore the city. The food is meant to be phenomenal here, so we're gonna eat our way around, see some stuff.
We're also gonna tie this in with our first impressions of Argentina because we've never been here before, so let's go. We wanted to properly explore the city a little and walk around just so we can find our feet and I guess tick off a couple of little places that seem to come recommended.
Yeah, one of the biggest differences that we've noticed so far compared to Brazil, we've not been in South America very long, they're the only two countries we've seen.
Yeah.
The architecture is way different to what we saw in Sao Paulo or Rio.
Yeah.
It's a lot more European. It looks like a lot of, places in Spain or Italy.
Yeah, for sure. Really beautiful buildings here. And we just popped into the library, which is really cool. More like a bookshop, but also a bit of a library.
Yeah, the different levels were really cool.
Yeah.
And some of the little booths reminded me of the Muppets and the old guys who would like shout down insults at people, so that's pretty funny.
Our next stop is a little bit of a different one, but we are going to grab a bit of a snack and probably a coffee first.
We were going to head to Recoleta Cemetery. It looks really beautiful and there's some famous Argentinians buried there. There's royalty and things like that, but the price just seemed a little bit too high. There's 3 of us and it was 22,000 something, which is about £12 per person. So between 35 and 40 pounds for us to go and walk around the cemetery. Instead, we came to a little market hoping we would find those empanadas or little snacks, but nothing here. So I think we're gonna get a taxi over to Palermo. I'm pretty sure we can find it all there.
Before we jump ahead to Palermo, we want to share a free cemetery that we stumbled across in Buenos Aires. And honestly, we are really glad that we did. Cemeteries aren't our usual stop on a city break. But if you're not from this part of the world, the ones you find across Latin America are genuinely unlike anything you've seen back home.
Unfortunately, because this cemetery is free to visit, it has also been targeted by vandals and grave robbers who've broken into tombs to steal jewellery and metals. In some cases, the coffins themselves have been forced open and the remains left exposed.
Despite all of that, what remains is still extraordinary. The scale of it is hard to describe. It stretches far further than you'd expect, and coming from a place where burial means a simple plot in the ground, seeing these enormous family shrines and mausoleums generally stopped us in our tracks.
But now let's continue and move on to Palermo.
Nice, right?
Very refreshing.
And we got kind of like a cookie ball, cookie dough type thing. It's white chocolate and pistachio. Warm. Is it gooey? It's so good. Now we're going to go and do the next very Argentinian thing, I think, is go and get some wine.
That evening, a friend that we'd met along our travels invited us to an asado, which is an Argentinian barbecue. The girls also got a little salsa class too. Yesterday we had such an incredible day exploring Buenos Aires, and it's another beautiful day in the city, so we're excited to do the same again today. And even though there's not a cloud in the sky, it's actually a little bit cooler today, which is perfect for walking around. It's Sunday today, and there's a really famous market that's on mainly on Sundays, San Telmo market. We're gonna go see it now. We've already fueled up a little bit. We've had some delicious breakfast at Atis. The portions are massive, so if you're gonna go there, one dish is probably gonna be enough for 2, maybe even 3 people, depending on what you get. But now we're gonna walk around the market, probably still eat a little bit more, and go see what makes it so popular. bit of me. If you know me.
Is it what you expected? Good.
Muy bueno. There was a bunch of different options of what they provide, and he was speaking in Spanish. We don't speak very well Spanish yet, and he was saying, do you want this, this or this? And I said, what do you get? And he said, choripan criollo, and he was right. I got my choripan. We got some amazing drummers and music.
That was incredible.
That was so cool.
I'm really glad we managed to capture it as well, because I think we maybe caught it towards the end, and the vibe.
The vibe was amazing.
That was incredible.
Now we're basically going to have a bit of a drink.
That's
We're going to have a drink with our friends, wander around a little bit more, and we'll show you where we eat tonight.
I'm very excited for this. I've been waiting for this, and I'm sure you have too.
100%. We've come to La Cabrera. Multiple locals recommended this place, so we knew we had to try it. We're ordering some steaks, some wine. Let's see how it goes. Pretty full after the steak, but there's an amazing ice cream place near where we're staying that we need to check out, so there's always a little bit of room. It's some of the best ice cream I've ever had. It's so good. Oh, the lemon. This is pretty nice.
It's really lovely. I love parks that are in the middle of a city. It's just like a nice moment of peace.
Yeah, just escape into the greenery and the nature for a little bit.
Look at this.
Among the chaos. We have come for a walk around the eco park. It's free to get in, which is always great. Looks really beautiful. And the only thing as a tourist that you need to remember is to either have your passport or a photo of your passport on your phone. If you've been traveling around, you probably already have a picture of it. It comes in handy in general, and you do need to show that at the entrance on the way in. Yeah, we're gonna have a little walk around. I think there's some good bird life here, some plant life, and we'll see what other sort of animals and things we stumble across.
Already, there's a terrapin.
Already we've seen the terrapins, some peacocks. We think we may have seen, it's definitely something that looks like a capybara, but it seemed to have a longer tail. I don't know, it looked very capybara-esque.
It says, I've just had to Google it. It says it's a koipo?
Must be related to the cappies.
They are large rodents and semi-aquatic. It did go swimming.
Yeah.
Similar colour, like brownish to capybaras, and they have a long, I think they have a longer tail.
Anyway, we've practically seen a capybara. you remember what they're called?
So these ones are called Mara, like a Patagonian. They're definitely called Mara. I can't remember the full name of them, but it's really, really cool. It's different to the first animal we saw.
Yeah, because the first one had a long tail, so I definitely think that was, yeah, that one was more rodent-like. This is kind of in between like a small deer and a hare.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Very cute.
This eco park used to be the Buenos Aires Zoo up until 2016.
Yeah.
And then they closed it, which is definitely the right move. I don't think that zoos are all super ethical.
No, I'm not a zoo fan at all.
But we do appreciate that there's some scenarios where animals can't go back into the wild, have become too reliant on people, too old, too sick. And that's sort of what they've done here.
They've transformed it into a rehabilitation centre, although the enclosures could definitely be 10 times bigger, to be honest.
For some of the larger animals like the giraffes and the hippopotamus.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's likely scenarios where if they were just reintroduced straight into the wild, they wouldn't be able to survive.
Yeah.
So it is a very difficult one. But it's still a really nice place to walk around. They're not profiting from this because it is free to come and walk around. And now I think we're going to do a couple of other little bits in Buenos Aires.
Yeah, let's go see some more.
So cool.
We have come to a slightly different place, a little bit more south of San Telmo is La Boca. And this is also where you'll find the famous statue of Messi that everyone loves taking photos of.
Guy seems pretty popular, I'm not sure. Got some empanadas just to fuel the exploration, I guess. Got a beef one. Danielle got a ham and cheese, jamon and queso, and cheese and onion for Emma. Let's try the beef.
How is it? Delicious. We finished our time up in Buenos Aires with the best steak of our lives. La Cabrera was great, but the steak at Hierro was our favourite. As you can see, Matt clearly enjoyed himself. Then we experienced a night of music at El Boloche di Roberto. This bar really comes alive at night with different musicians all the time. It is a must if you're visiting the city. Thank you so much for watching our first impressions of Argentina and our trip exploring Buenos Aires. We had an incredible time. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss next week as we continue our amazing Argentina adventures.